House Republicans may have rejected 3 willing leaders for the House Speaker position, but 9 more are still in the running. Representative Jim Jordan was the 3rd person up for the job this Congress. Deposed Speaker Kevin McCarthy declined to run again for the role after his historic removal. House Majority Leader Steve Scalise, the number 2 leader, then beat Jordan in a head-to-head match for the party's nomination to replace McCarthy, but dropped out after Jordan's allies refused to rally around him. The messy politics over McCarthy's ouster and Scalise's blockade led to tension in the conference. Now that Jordan is out, Republicans said they're hoping for a fresh start. House Republicans will meet Monday night to hear pitches from all the candidates before voting Tuesday. The conference vote will occur by secret ballot and is likely to take several rounds, with the person to receive the lowest votes dropped each round, for a single candidate to emerge with a simple majority needed to become the party's speaker nominee. The leaders in the running are House Majority Whip Tom Emmer, Representative Mike Johnson, Representative Gary Palmer, Representative Kevin Hern, Representative Pete Sessions, Representative Austin Scott, Representative Jack Bergman, Caucus member Byron Donalds, and Representative Dan Moiser. House Majority Whip Emmer, the current number 3 in leadership, announced Saturday that he was jumping in the speaker's race. The 6th-term Minnesota Republican previously led the party's campaign arm for 2 cycles, picking up seats in 2020 before Republicans won back the House majority in 2022. Representative Johnson, who is currently the conference vice chair, is running for speaker. He announced in a letter to colleagues Saturday. The 4th-term Louisiana Republican serves on the House Judiciary and Armed Services Committees. Representative Palmer is the 5th-term chair of the Republican Policy Committee. The Alabama Republican has held that leadership post for half of his congressional career. He is also a member of the House Freedom Caucus. Representative Hern, who chairs the Republican Study Committee, the largest conservative caucus in Congress, is officially in the race. Hern, who spent several days calling every Republican colleague to gauge their interest in him joining the field, back when it was still a Scalise versus Jordan contest, suggested that he's got a lot less baggage than others because he's only been around for 4 terms. Hern is a serial entrepreneur and former McDonald's restaurant franchisee. Texas Republican Representative Sessions jumped into the race later Friday afternoon. Sessions' seemingly staff-drafted announcement plays up the 13-term Texas Republican's experience as chairman of the House GOP's election arm and his tenure on the down-in-the-weeds but procedurally powerful House Rules Committee. Representative Scott, who challenged Jordan in conference during the last go-around, announced Friday that he's now back in. Like others in the race, Scott has a business background, having owned an insurance brokerage firm for nearly 20 years before coming to Congress in 2011. He serves on the Intelligence, Armed Services, and Agriculture Committees. Representative Bergman declared he's running for Speaker to steady the ship for the 118th Congress. The 4th-term Michigan Republican is a retired Marine Corps Lieutenant General who currently serves on the House Armed Services and Veterans Affairs Committees. An aide to House Freedom Caucus member Donalds confirmed to the Messenger Friday afternoon that the 2nd-term Florida Republican is formally running for Speaker, which he announced on social media later that night. If elected, Donalds would make history as the first Black Speaker, depriving Democrats of the opportunity to give their leader Hakeem Jeffries that historic title. Representative Muser told reporters Friday he is strongly considering running for Speaker. The 3rd-term Pennsylvania Republican, who serves on the House Financial Services and Small Business Committees, formally entered the race on Sunday. Before Congress, Muser served as president of the U.S. Division of Pride Mobility Products, a healthcare products manufacturer, and later as head of Pennsylvania's tax collection agency. With such a quickly growing field, most Republicans are, at this time, unable to predict who the conference may be able to unite around.
20 days and counting since Representative Kevin McCarthy was kicked out as Speaker of the House.
This is embarrassing for the Republican Party. It's embarrassing for the nation, and we need to look at one another and solve the problem.
Rep. Jim Jordan of Ohio exited the race for Speaker Friday after 3 failed bids. Since then, numerous Republicans have thrown their hats into the political ring, including Representatives Tom Emmer, Pete Sessions, Kevin Hern, Jack Bergman, Austin Scott, Byron Donalds, Mike Johnson, Dan Muser, and Gary Palmer.
Congress is like high school, but even more so. So hopefully we'll get past this.
The House of Representatives is basically at a standstill until a new speaker is confirmed. That means no legislation can pass, like policy bills and government funding bills. And if something isn't resolved by November 17th, the U.S. is going to go broke.
This deadline for government funding will be on top of us before we know it. So it really would behoove the Republicans to get a speaker this week and get in the game.
Democrats in the House say teamwork between Republicans and Democrats is needed to get back on track.
The only way to do it is to figure out how we can partner in a bipartisan fashion to reopen the House and govern in a reasonable, common sense way.
I'm John Lawrence reporting.